Hey everybody, this is Eric Stewart.
And Robin Stewart.
And this is Unsolicited Op Ed, only on the Parler social media platform. So, a little business before we get going. Things have kind of gone a little topsy-turvy for us, and we are having to head back to Texas from New Hampshire and rehang my shingle as a telecommunications contractor.
Yay.
So if you want to give us a little hand and get us through this transition period, you can hit us up at buymeacoffee.com/rawcomm. That's RAWCOMM. Or you can go to paypal.me/rawcommunications. Yeah, throw us a buck, people. Help us out through this transitional period. And if you want to keep supporting the show, keep doing that.
We need gas money. We need gas money.
Yeah, it's a 2,000-mile trip.
Especially since Biden has taken over, gas is going way up.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what a transition.
That's a transition. There you go.
We have a few topics for you today. And the first one with that transition is going to be the pipeline. Jeez, man. What a douche nozzle this guy is.
With the flick of a pen.
Flick of a pen, he has canceled the pipeline that
so many people relied on.
Yeah, it was going to be a lifesaver for a lot of people.
People were in the middle of building houses and sending kids to school.
Yeah, little small towns along the way had remodeled their bed and breakfast for people to live there while they were working. Grocery stores and stuff were increasing stock and everything. The little towns were getting to have a little life breathed back into them because of this, all along that 1,200-mile stretch of this pipeline. And if you're not sure what the pipeline is, it's going from the sandy oil fields of West Canada or whatever, but 1,200 miles down to Steel City, Nebraska, where it would hit other pipelines that are already in place, headed to the Gulf Coast for refinery. And it would carry about 35 million gallons of crude oil a day. Talk about energy independence. We would not have to rely on these other nations.
Yeah, these other countries that think our president's an idiot.
Because he is.
But, they take advantage of us because they can now. Last year and 3 years before that, not so much. You're not going to take advantage of President Trump.
Yeah.
You just weren't.
Yeah, he was going to do a fair deal.
Yeah, and now it's like a field day. Everybody. And it just when you think about all these poor people who are out of work, and they talk about it like it was no big deal. The White House, they can just find other jobs or whatever. Job. These people made really good money.
Yeah, and what gets me is the nomenclature. They're saying they were just temporary jobs. Okay, all right, asshats. It's not a temporary job. It's a contract pipe construction job. Okay, and the reason they are contract and deemed temporary is because they were for 4 to 8 months during the proper season, and then there was an off-season period, and the federal government recognizes a full-time job as one that can be worked in a full 12-month period. But because these have seasons in them, which they're going through Montana, and if you have ever worked anywhere like I have in New Hampshire,
it's a little chilly.
Yeah, below zero temperatures. And now I have friends that were pipe fitters, and they've told me, working in Alaska, on the pipeline in Alaska, the first thing you're taught about working in those conditions is that if you touch the pipeline with your bare hand, it will freeze to it. And it will kill the nerve endings to your hand. You will not feel it. And the first thing you need to do is pee on your own hand or get somebody else to pee on it for you. That is your emergency maneuver. Okay, so in Montana, same conditions during the winter. So they deemed they weren't going to work these jobs during the winter for the safety of the workers.
And I have a question.
Yes.
If it's that freaking cold, is a guy going to be able to just start peeing in that cold weather? Because I've heard that when it's really cold, you got shrinkage, as they say. So I'm just wondering, how easy is it for the guy next to you just to whip it out and start peeing on your hand before your hand freezes off? I'm just asking.
That's a good question.
I'm just asking.
I wasn't ready for that, but that's a good question. It's true. You can do it, but yeah, you're right.
You'd have to really work
the startup process isn't the same as
heat. Work up some heat down there, and then, by then, poor guy's lost 3 fingers, and you're peeing on him. So insult to injury. Insult to injury. Guy's getting peed on.
Oh my God, I was not ready for that. That's a good one. Okay, sorry. Back to this.
I digress.
Yeah. I've gotten into this debate with a few people before about this pipeline situation and the 11,000 jobs. That's 1,000 permanent positions, okay? And then 10,000, I think it's actually about 10,400 contract positions that were 4 to 8 months out of the year. But they were for a minimum of 2 years, okay? Now, I'm a contractor myself. I travel the country contracting, doing fiber optic work, okay? And as a contractor, I am well aware that any given moment, such as yesterday, I can walk in and be told your contract is over, goodbye, thank you for your service. Okay? No matter how good you are, a contract can be called and ended at any moment. So every job is a quote-unquote temporary job. Okay? So just because they're throwing that nomenclature out there, people are believing these were just temporary jobs. They can get more. No. These were $100,000 a year jobs. For 8 months' work, $100,000. And that money would have saved families, would have helped people save for the future, and would have helped the small towns along this pipeline during the season. Help them because they would have these people were circulating money back into the system.
Right. So not only are you putting a lot of people out of work that are strictly the pipeline, it trickles to other people, like you said, grocery stores, hotels, motels.
Hell, disregard that. That was one of them spam robot calls. Anyway, it just trickles down to so many other people that their money is cut off as well. Yeah. Who look forward to these things with their businesses. Yeah, these were little towns that were drying up and almost gone, and had life breathed back into them by this project, and now they're facing it again. But luckily, there's some senators coming to the rescue. In states, I forgot who originated, but there's 21 states that are now suing.
It's all those heartland states that have interest
in this,
including Texas was the first, I think.
And then Montana was next.
Yeah, and you got all those up in that area. I think Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so there's a lot at stake here with this, and you just can't just brush it off. Oh, here's one more argument. Somebody said, well, now all that oil can be put on trucks and can save the trucking industry. I got news for you. There's no problem in the trucking industry, okay? My brother is a long-haul trucker and has been for over 41 years. And his words to me is we don't have enough people to drive trucks right now. Yeah. There's so much work out there for long-haul trucking, they don't have enough people to drive the trucks.
Right. Plus, when you put oil on trucks, you can't ship as much of it.
Yeah, you can't ship as much.
You got all the truck emissions.
There you go.
Being used, gasoline or diesel being used. You got all this stuff spewing in the air when you could have just had it go through a pipeline and get it there really fast.
Yeah, which they were already doing environmental impact studies to find out how less of an impact this thing really was going to have.
Right.
So,
and just like the border wall, a lot of it was already finished. And they have supplies just sitting there. So who's paying for all that?
Yeah. And look, and just like that, transition to topic number 2.
I'm good.
That's 2 for 2.
Transition.
The border, the Texas border, and oh my God,
there's no crisis here border.
There's no crisis here. While the reporters are sitting there and people are literally just streaming across the state line. There's one. They had an aerial drone showing a bus leaving the U.S. side, driving across the border between a fence that wasn't completed, and driving to pick up 168 people from Mexico and driving them back across the border to
a place near you.
A place near you.
Who knows? They're running out of room. They're shipping them to Midland, Texas.
Midland, Texas.
Somewhere
overnight.
around Dallas, I think. There's a bunch of teenage boys or something that they shipped somewhere up there to stay. They don't know if they have clean water. The mayor of Midland said he didn't even know about this until they were being dropped off.
Till the day, yeah.
You know, nobody called to let him know, hey, we're bringing all these people to your town.
Yeah.
We don't know, who they are, who they're with, what they're doing. But hey, good luck.
Yeah. Or how long they're going to be there.
And, I feel like I'm channeling my girl, Dagan, from Fox News. I love her.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what the hell are you doing with all these people? Well, we're only keeping the kids. The adults are being sent back. What the hell? Isn't that the same thing they talked about with Trump? When he was ripping families apart, ripping kids away from their parents, putting them in cages. We don't know where this administration is putting them because they won't show us.
Put them on a bus and send them up to the freaking north border. They're sending them up to the northern states.
Yes, I heard yesterday that they were shipping a bunch of them up to the northern states around the Canadian border somewhere. It's like they're just taking them. It's like, and you get some citizens from Mexico, and you get some citizens from Mexico. It's like a freaking Oprah show where everybody gets some. And I'm just like, this is not the way
I just
do it. What the hell?
I just saw Biden in Oprah's chair, and you get some, and you get
right?
some, and you
throwing a dart.
Everybody gets some.
And nobody sees, it's like the administration, they don't see a problem, or they don't want to see a problem. They won't admit there's a problem.
They don't want to see it, and they don't want to admit it.
But the president doesn't even know he's the president. So.
Oh, the potato puppet. Oh my God. Wow. Did you just do transition number 3?
I think I did.
Transition number 3 to President Harris.
Yes. Watching Biden the other day came on press conference about how great he's doing with COVID and the COVID vaccine. Thank you, President Trump. But I wasn't even wholly paying attention. I was actually looking at my phone, looking at something on Facebook or somewhere, and all of a sudden my ear perked up and I said, hold on, what was that? And I hit rewind and played it again, and I said, holy shite, he just said President Harris. President Harris.
Are you friggin' kidding me? I've told you he is a potato puppet. And the minute we had that video, we made our little video and put it out there. And it was in 45 minutes we put it online. And it took 24 hours.
Yeah, nobody was talking about it.
Nobody talked about
for sure Greg Gutfeld on 5 would have something to say about that.
Yeah.
But nobody
did.
Nobody.
I'm like,
and then finally the next day, I think it was the guy that comes on after the 5 actually had a 10-second thing about it. I don't know, but he's not in control, people. He is not in control. He is a puppet of a shadow government, and you can call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. I don't care. The goal of this was to get Kamala Harris in as president, and the only way they can do it is get her as vice president. And sooner or later, within the first year and a half, she's going to declare the 25th Amendment and get Biden out. Yep. And Bob's your uncle. There she is. There you go. Yep. I mean, isn't it a conspiracy if you actually have video of
him saying
it happening? I mean,
and then her saying the Harris-Biden
administration.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Right. It's like, okay, not everyone can be misspeaking. It's if they are, then neither one of them should be in the office that they're holding.
It's
one of them can't even read the teleprompter that's in front of them. He walks around the stage like he has no idea where he is. A little feeble old man looking for somebody to show him where to go. He can't even call on his own people to ask questions. Somebody else has to tell him who's going to ask the question. And then there's this woman, I don't know who she is. Whenever he's done, whenever she decides he's done, she's in the background going, that's it, come on, let's go. It's like, what the hell?
Who are you?
But I can see why they're so scared just to let him go off script, which he can't even follow. I can see why they're scared.
And I'm flabbergasted. That moment just blew me away, and nobody talking about it. So I hope you people out there pick it up and y'all start talking about it, because it's true. It was not just a slip of the tongue. It was clear.
Yeah, and they showed throughout the last, it's not even been 3 months yet, has it?
Yeah.
3 months, not even 3 months, how many times he has said President Harris. How many times? I mean, they have showed how many times he has said that.
Oh,
I mean,
my
it's
God.
vice president. It's 2 words, vice president, but he says president because she's probably telling him what to do, and he thinks,
my
well, you're the
God.
president. So,
Oh my God.
you know, it's just, it's sad watching it. It's sad watching it. It's sad seeing the leaders of other countries, and they're just like dying over this.
You know they're laughing.
They're like,
us.
what idiots
they're
are these
laughing at us.
Americans
Oh my God.
that did this? When they had this other guy in there that we were actually kind of a little afraid of.
They
you
were
know?
intimidated. They were intimidated by Trump.
We didn't hear a peep out of North Korea.
Yeah.
Barely heard anything out of Russia.
Yeah.
China was like, well, we're just going to leave him alone because, we don't know what he's going to pull from us
But
next.
now we're back. Everybody's back in our pockets and taking what they want, and we are back under their thumb. In 3 months. Oh my God, we are a stupid people.
And a lot of people are okay with that. A lot of people are okay
we are
with
a
that.
stupid people.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I'm sorry we went off that one a little bit there.
Yeah, well.
So that's 3. One more thing I wanted to say about the border issue we forgot to talk about was going back again to like contracts and stuff like this. Okay, he canceled the border wall. Now those border contracts, they're legal binding documents that were in place, signed, sealed, and actionable. The fence was being built. Half of it is built, and they were told to stop construction, and they were pulling the contracts. Well, those contracts are still going to freaking get paid, people. They are legal, actionable contracts with the federal government, and the federal government is on the hook to pay for those contracts, whether the work is completed or not.
And with all these executive orders that he signed and all this COVID relief crap that wasn't relieving anybody, really, just giving money to
People who didn't need it.
people who, have fun when your taxes skyrocket. And they will, because he's already said. And first he said nobody under $400,000 is going to have raised taxes. Now he's saying $200,000. So that's 2 things, at least, that I know of off the top of my head that he's reneged on, that he campaigned on. One was, I'm not shutting down. Transparency.
The administration of transparency. My ass.
Yeah,
my ass.
That's about as transparent as a black wall. I'm just, whatever. But gas is going up, and you can see that. And don't just say, oh, well, it's almost summer or whatever. No, because last year, the whole year,
we averaged about $1.69 a gallon.
It was really cheap, and it was cheap before that. And yeah, it's going to go up a little bit because, come summer, people travel. Of course,
but it's not going to go up to $2.89.
But, $3, maybe $4 a gallon by July.
Yeah, we're not even
enjoy
there
it.
Yeah, we're just in March, for crying out loud. This is insane.
Yeah, so enjoy your higher taxes.
Oh my God. Do we even want to dive that last topic, or have we beat these others?
I don't know. What was our last topic?
The women's sports protection.
That's real easy for me. It's stupid. Anybody who doesn't understand biology and is for letting transgender, transgender women, I guess, is that what it is when they're
male
to female? Is that transgender women play women's sports or girls' sports? Don't understand that. Okay, so he became a woman, but he's still built like a man.
Yeah,
you're still built like it.
Your muscle structure, your bone structure, and your physiology is still that of a male. I'm going to go with Joe Rogan on this one. Your shoulder joints, your hands themselves are bigger. You are built to give a punch. And you're totally built different than a woman. Totally different. And it is not fair to girls' sports, women's sports at all. Absolutely not fair at all. And
no, not at all. I think it takes girls' sports back, like, to the beginning for me, if you keep letting this happen.
Yeah.
I mean, girls train so hard for their sport and to get into whatever it is, get into a ring, boxing or wrestling, whatever they're doing,
MMA.
Yeah, and play for like say the championship against a man.
Yeah.
That just, it's like, why even try?
Now, I know that this topic may offend some people and stuff, and I don't care what you do. If you are a woman trapped in a man's body, do what you got to do. Okay?
No, I'm not against being who you want to be at all. I just don't think it's right.
The physiology of it is just, and if our daughters are grown and they have their own kids and stuff, but if they were still playing sports, I promise you, if they got in a situation where that was the competition they had, I would withdraw them from that sport and I would find a private league or somewhere else to take them. And that's a shame, because the school programs and the athletics in the schools should be designed for the girls to help give them an advantage for collegiate scholarships and everything else that could benefit them moving forward. And that's what it should be about. But yeah,
like the other night on Masked Singer, we got to see Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner. I've known him my whole life on TV, as a sports guy. So it's hard for me to, go from seeing this manly man, Bruce Jenner, Olympian, to, Caitlyn Jenner. But I tell you what, he's now a woman, but he could still smack the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Okay? He could still hurt you.
Yeah.
He's still a big man for a woman.
Difference.
He could still beat the crap out of you if he wanted to, or she wanted to, whatever.
And whatever. I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan, because he is no bones about it. He's going to tell you what he thinks, whether you like it or not, or whether you try to cancel him or not. He doesn't care. He's going to speak his mind. And you can go online and you can find his rant and his discussion about Fallon Fox, the MMA transgender fighter.
Transgender is another topic.
That's an Irishman. That's
totally different.
Anyway,
we'll get to that at some point.
I'm sure that's going to come up somewhere. But anyway, Fallon Fox had gender reassignment surgery and came back, didn't tell anybody, joined MMA for the featherweight division, and has won championship bouts with KOs and TKOs, and even fractured the skull of an opponent before anybody knew she was transgender. And
so that should be something on the paperwork.
That there's major lawsuits about that. Those competitors that lost her, and the one especially that got the fractured skull, there are major lawsuits against UFC and other organizations now because of that. So again, I'm not going to dive a whole bunch of that. If you want to listen, seriously, go listen to the Joe Rogan episode that talks about Fallon Fox. All right, so he puts it in no uncertain terms what he thinks. Oh, wow,
right.
folks.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Well, those were some topics that really touched nerves there. And, whew.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed our little gripe session about this or whatever, our unsolicited op-ed. If you have anything that you want to share with us, anything you want to rant or gripe about, you can go to unclemongrel71@gmail.com and leave me a message there. Good, bad, indifferent, I don't care. Leave me a message there. And again, if you want to support the show, and again, we are transitioning, having to head back from New Hampshire down to Texas and start looking for another contract. So transition period. You want to support us and give us a hand with that, buymeacoffee.com/rawcomm, RAWCOMM, or paypal.me/rawcommunications. So help
we
the
might
show
even
out.
mention your name on a future podcast.
Might. If you donate, I'm going to give you a virtual high five and a hug.
And a thank you card.
And a thank you card virtually, because I don't have enough money for mail right now.
We can't buy stamps.
We can't buy stamps.
Oh my God.
Anyway, peeps, that's going to be it for this show. And hope to hear from you soon. Otherwise, we'll talk to you next week. And so love, peace, and bacon grease, y'all. Bacon.